Exactly. Even though one or two of the other teams in this bracket this weekend may be the favorites overall, I'm really excited for this matchup. VN, Pulse Gaming. I think if VN show up and they put on their A game, this is going to be a fun, close, unpredictable match, and I'm just looking forward to see if we get any super crazy twists that go along with it.
Yeah, with the first attacker going to be Lincoln taking on El Tano for VN Esporting. What is the tone that he's going to set? Will it be a quick triple? We've been seeing some attacks from other matches of around 63, 65, 68 seconds. Nothing yet that has cracked the 60 or under mark. You do that, and that is going to be a huge advantage in a match. But again, we haven't seen 15-15. So at this point, just getting a 15 might be good enough at this point. You don't have to even worry about time.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting to point out. We're always worried about time with these first few attacks, but none of the matches today have come down to time. There have been slip-ups in every single match. So I don't know if that's just a jinx from us, or are these players just way too concerned with time? But anyways, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the last match of the day, an elimination match. Pulse Gaming versus VN Esporting. Carbon, what is he opening up with?
The Dragons paired in with an Overgrowth, starting off with that Electro Dragon to start. Queen ability. Healers coming from the healer puppet. In between are the Dragons, the Balloons, the Grand Warden. Get ready for a Stone Slammer as well. Decide not to go with that Blimp as the double rages. Oh, only dropping one. Typically, we tend to see two rages being deployed right away with Dragons. Delaying that second one just a little bit, as now the King is on the far right side. He's going to be making his way to lead the charge, help try to protect that Queen.
Very interesting to see the Stone Slammer being utilized. We're not going with the Battle Blimp, of course, because he's going to overgrowth the Town Hall anyway. But we have also seen a lot of players, a lot of these Dragon players still bring the Siege Barracks for all that extra firepower. Sometimes the Stone Slammer only gets one or two buildings and then dies right away, as I think was the case here as well. He used the King with the Frosty over with the Archer Queen, and now a delayed jump spell to give the heroes access to everything. Look at that.
Yeah, with that King ability still intact, the Dragons have pathed their way towards the Town Hall. Myleth locking onto him, so probably won't be able to take that down, as the Royal Championess ability has gone off through the bottom side. But with the King and a Freeze still intact, the Spiky Ball skips across, does tremendous amount of damage, and Lincoln starting it off for a 3-star here for Pulse Gaming.
Beautifully done from him. It's fun to see that spiky ball go off toward the end. I didn't even know he was going to have it there. Even if it was any other equipment, though, I think he would have been just fine. This base going down, and I think it was a quick one as well, as we see the time pop up. There it is, 76-second attack, and that right there is going to set the pace for the other team.
Let's just focus on the 3 stars. Focus on getting that in this match, because that could give you a really good opportunity of winning and advancing, as now Diego for VN Esporting is going to be up next for them. Can he deliver a 3-star for him? It was Demo, who we will have to keep an eye on from the previous match for VN Esporting, that unfortunately did fall short, bringing about a 90, I believe it was a 95%, that cost him in the end. So we'll have to keep our eye out for Demo's attack when he attacks later, but Diego is going to be bringing the Root Riders and Valkyries with that initial wall break for that King. Usually pairs in a jump spell, so that King can help jump over the walls as the Root Riders coming far to the left side.
Skeleton spell to distract the Monolith. The Ice Golem's coming out of this clan castle early, going to slow him down. Hopefully he'll be able to take out that Monolith before he's getting frozen a bunch of times. That jump spell will allow King access. With the Phoenix, he should be able to still get some good value. I wasn't able to see if the Queen has a healer puppet or not, but he's saving the ability for quite some time. There goes the Overgrowth. There goes the Freeze. World Champion's getting low on health here.
Yeah, with that King to the top side, though, the Headhunters that came out really slowed him. So that is why he just was forced to his, or he went to his death, and the Phoenix came out. So not getting as much value there, but the Phoenix can secure the Ricochet Cannon, but now continuing towards the backside while, look at this, the Queen is taking out that defensive King with that Frozen Arrow. Well done, as he needs to backtrack and end on the Town Hall for this attack.
The Phoenix taking out the Ricochet cannon is definitely going to help out a ton. He had to use all of his spells a little early there to try and keep the Royal Champion alive. I was nervous about that, but I think it's going to work out okay. Royal Champion goes down, no spells to support, but luckily the P.E.K.K.A.s able to swing at that Town Hall. The Grand Warden helping with a little bit of extra DPS. The Queen, of course, going for walls. And she's actually going to be the only thing left as everybody else falls in that Giga Poison.
And that Queen clutches it here. Well done. A 3-star to answer for VN Esporting. It wasn't the cleanest, but it gets it done. 3-star is a 3-star at the end of the day, and that's what these players need to have a chance to win.
Yeah, if the trend continues, maybe we shouldn't even worry about time at all. Odds are there might be 1 or 2 slip-ups coming later in this match, so we don't have to sit here and say it's the end of the world that attack was 1 minute and 40. We just got to see if the next player will be able to get a 3-star or not.
Watto's either gonna probably be dragons or root riders has been the common theme here today. We were seeing some different attacks, like a Queen Charge Lalo, which usually came in at the end of a match when things were kind of different, when you knew the situations here. But indeed, Watto bringing the Root Riders and Valkyrie, starting with that King, and it is pairing the Angry Jelly on him. So tassels do pop up here, which means that the King kind of walks a little bit, so he does pair that jump spell towards the outside. Goes directly in. He can help take out the enemy. Queen pulls 2 giant bombs just like that, clearing this compartment as he's funneled the top side to push these Root Riders in.
Very quick thinking from Watto to send 2 Valkyries with the King as soon as he saw that double or triple skeleton trap pop up over by the Barbarian King. That was nicely done before sending the rest of the Valks with the Root Riders on the right side of the base. An interesting overgrowth hitting the Town Hall and all the defenses to the left of it. Where is the Royal Champion? There she is, invisible on the top side of all those Root Riders, and with that extra rage spell still in his pocket, I think he's looking good here.
Yeah, with Super Hog coming out of the siege barracks, providing a little bit of distraction. Queen is barely staying alive, but he can pair in a freeze, a rage spell for the Royal Champion as she continues her way on through towards that Town Hall, and that is going down. Queen is going to help grab the single eventually, but it won't even matter as plenty of troops remain as Watto does deliver a 3-star here for Pulse Gaming, and now they are 2 for 2.
Just perfectly executed each individual portion of that attack, knew the timings of everything, where to invest his spells. It's very interesting to see how many super barbarians these players are bringing on these Root Rider attacks. Sometimes, we're not seeing more than 5 Root Riders being used, and it's relying very heavily on good placement and good adjustment and versatility of those super barbarians all around the base.
So there's a lot of players that are potentially playing in an online qualifier for multiple times, but they've never played in person. And Lexnos, you have the experience of both. Can you describe your experience of what's it like for playing online versus being actually in person and competing for something like this?
Oh man, it makes a world of a difference. I mean, I know with elimination on the line here, these players are going to be nervous, they might be shaking, but it's just magnified times 10 when you have to do it in person, especially when there's a crowd, when you've got all sorts of bright lights and cameras just shining in your face, and your teammates, all of them just meters away from you. I mean, geez, the intensity is magnified by a lot. So it's going to be really interesting to see that later this year in the World Championship Finals.
And exactly, the pressure is there. So that's what these players are fighting for, as L&D is coming in with the Root Rider. So he pairs in that overgrowth straight over that Town Hall. Well, let's see, as his King and Queen are working through that bottom side with a handful of Super Barbarians still to place in. Usually they're going to sprinkle them around to help take out the outside buildings. Indeed, he does just that, as eventually he'll be able to path back around towards this Town Hall.
Ooh, his Barbarian King's going down quite early. His Archer Queen also fell. The Phoenix trying to do a little bit of extra damage to this Tesla farm. is just slowing him down quite a bit. Luckily, his Royal Champion already able to secure the Town Hall for that second star, doing some extra damage with the haste file. Does he have the firepower with the Valkyries to clear everything? I think he's actually looking all right.
Yeah, with that Royal Champion clutching the core, that is what's saving this attack right here. That RC getting so much value allows him to 3-star this base, because those Root Riders would have had such a difficult time to come back around into the core of this base, as that is an answer for VN Esporting, and they are keeping pace with Pulse Gaming. Neither one of these teams wants to be sent home here, as this is an elimination match. And it's the final well, not the final elimination match, but this is the final monthly finals that you have that chance to be getting a golden and silver ticket potentially. There's a lot on the line.
Yes, indeed. I think that attack was a great example of why the Valkyries are so popular behind the Root Riders right now. So many skeleton traps, Tesla traps, other traps on the bottom side of that base there for the finish. And I can't help but feel like if it was just Root Riders, they would have slowed down quite a bit. The skeletons, when you have like 2, 3, 4 skeleton traps all paired up together, they can actually do a significant amount of damage. But those Valkyries behind the Root Riders, I mean, they just make those skellies die pretty much instantly.
Absolutely. But Chihuahua is going to start it off here for Pulse Gaming with the Dragons now for their third attack, as the Bat Spell is being used to the top side to help provide the distraction to be able to sneak in a few balloons to help set up a funnel, as the Siege Barracks was placed first to the far right. Now Dragons are coming in between. Now the Queen's ability right away comes from the bottom side to fly through the base, as he's going to send the King with that Angry Jelly in towards the Eagle Artillery.
Fun to see the Angry Jelly. He's getting slowed down by some skellies, but we pop his ability. His Spiky Ball going to clear everything on the outer edge of the base, but without the Rage Vial, I'm not sure how much of a push this King's going to be able to get, especially with the Ice Golems there. He's only going to get 1 or 2 more defenses, probably. The Dragons are having to chase an Ice Golem across the map. Now they're getting frozen, and this is going to be a little bit of an interesting situation. Once the Overgrowth expires here, where does he choose to invest these last 2 spells?
With that poison getting launched to the left side, pushing his way into the monolith, but the Town Hall is still remaining. The RC's ability has already been used. He has 4 Super Barbarians left, but he can't really do anything because there's walls that will be preventing the Super Barbs from getting into anywhere. The Queen has to be able to reach over the wall, but with a minute 40 left, that's plenty of time. There's the Super Barbs. Help bust through the wall here for this Queen, timed perfectly, but the Town Hall will be hitting and damaging them.
He is going to be able to get it, it looks like. Queen able to damage that last wall without being hit by the Giga Inferno, so disaster avoided. But man, we were trying not to talk about time earlier too much because we didn't want to bring it up, but this is actually interesting because it's almost going to even things out. Pulse had quite a bit of a lead on time, but this one might be the slowest attack of the match.
Yeah, with their average at 115 prior to this attack, now jumps all the way up to 127, closer to VN Esporting, but VN Esporting at a minute 33, so there's still an advantage for Pulse Gaming here, as this coming down to the final set of attacks.
Yes, indeed. We'll see if that allows VN Esporting to get some inspiration, some confidence from that, to feel like they can get back into this. But here we have Demo. He has been the player that some people have been a little bit concerned with. He was the one that slipped up in that first match earlier today, but maybe he's ready. Maybe he's got a good plan. He's feeling confident against this base. We'll have to see if he can step up, rise to the occasion, and knock this one out of the park.
Yeah, Demo wants to redeem himself from that very first match, bringing in the Dragons, the double clone spells. We're going to see that balloon right to the top side Queen as well, and dropping that balloon to test for traps to protect that Queen's ability. The healer puppets that have spawned, as we see a blimp now going to be sent across the base. It might not go for the Town Hall. He might want to just clear the core of this base rather than grabbing the Town Hall. Indeed, that's what he does. The clone spell is being placed, and yes, the Yeti's coming out.
Yeah, we saw this earlier today. Yetis with a bunch of clone spells for the core. Interesting, because this is not that common. at all to see it is going to pull the ice golems out of the defense. Sometimes it can get crazy good value. He did get a lot of defenses, but I can't help but feel like he was also expecting to get that extra scatter shot down.
Yeah, while the queen has stepped into the top side compartment, she is going to have to go through that wall, but she will be responsible for grabbing the town hall eventually if the dragons don't grab it. We do have some dragons to the bottom right side. Royal Champion's already running her way in. With the enemy queen down to the right, the Royal Champ goes invisible. Headhunter's trying to time and pair in the Headhunter there. With an RC ability, a freeze, a couple super barbs left. The queen should be able to grab the town hall. Indeed, she does as the RC burns her ability.
Spirit Fox still alive, and she might need to save the day if Spirit Fox can go invisible again. Ooh, yes, but the traps, the scatter shot is going to be close. That RC goes into the Giga Poison. No!
RC, what are you doing in the... She was like, I'm going straight into that poison there, but with the queen still alive, she'll be able to reach over the wall, grab the scatter shot, grab the builder hut as well, and save this one. He even finds the tornado trap and all the red air bombs. But it should be enough with the king even there now.
Power-wise, yes. No fail on this one. Demo able to get through the base, but man, every time he was trying to have something go his way in terms of speed, it just got slowed down. That poor champion hitting every trap she could. And then the tornado trap for the queen. And right as VN Esporting had a chance to steal the lead here on time, unfortunately, they're going to have almost a 2-minute attack.
At least it's a 3-star, and that keeps you in it if it does come down to that potential perfect war. But yes, at a minute 59, the advantage is heavily on Pulse Gaming side at the moment. But from the current trends of all the other matches, there has yet to be a 15-15 match, and it literally could come down to the final attacker not getting the perfect war, as Sahara's coming in now to answer, and he's going to keep that 3-star streak going, or at least he's hoping, potentially with Root Riders or Dragons. We've been seeing that all day here. The last one that was from Demo, the Dragons and the Clone Up Yetis has been making the appearance, and which also pulls out that Ice Golem or any Clan Castle that's ground, so which is nice, so that let's say when your Royal Champion may be deployed later, gets in range of the Clan Castle, there wouldn't be anything there because the Yetis would have already lured them out, potentially taken them out, or they would have moved to your Queen or your King where they would have dealt with that. But it is going to be a few lightning spells paired in with the Root Riders and Valks, as we have the Queen sniping the single target Inferno with a lightning and her arrow.
Fun way there to see how they snipe that outside Inferno tower. Just get rid of it right away. Just a couple spells and the giant arrow, and it looks like we're gonna send the queen right behind the Root Riders with her healer puppet as well. We don't see this too often, the queen right behind the Root Riders. Usually we have the queen funneling some other portion of the base, a big open core with lots of heavy hitting defenses. We're gonna pop the Warden ability, pop the spiky ball on the Barbarian King, and now where's he gonna drop this overgrowth?
Well, if he places in the middle, that's a lot of defenses covered. No, just off to the side, so he clears the core, and he can come back to the town hall. But the wizards that actually came out of the siege barracks cleaned up the whole bottom side, including that Eagle artillery. So those wizards are doing so much work. They're even going to make their way to the single target Inferno. Wow, such clutch wizards moving from a siege barracks, basically completely free troops, clearing that whole side.
And he even had a wall breaker for that exact junction, so it's almost like he planned. He probably did for those wizards to go get all that value. That's incredible from Sahara. Finishing on the town hall, always scary. I'm always gonna say it makes me a little stressed out, but it worked out perfectly for him here today.
All they have to do is triple their final attack, and they will be advancing in the lower brackets, and they would be sending VN Esporting home. Because Pulse Gaming have such a lead on time, it's going to be almost impossible for VN to try to win it on that tiebreaker. But it still comes down to a few attacks remaining. Here's Amualin wants to deliver the 3 stars, and we have yet to have one fail, which has been a common theme so far, as at least every match has had something like that.
I think if VN Esporting want to have a good shot, they need to bust out some very quick attacks. Now is the time to have some 55-second attacks. We have not seen, I don't think, any today that have been sub 1 minute, but in the previous months, with all the same meta and everything, we have seen quite a few sub 60-second attacks. So now is the time. Let's see if he can get it done with these dragons.
And we have 3 clones. Is he going to triple clone Yetis, or is he going to go with the balloons? As he does find a tornado, which means there's going to be Seeking Air Mines right about in that area, and it is the balloons. Okay, but look at this, finding so many traps here for those balloons as he tries to continue to push through with these dragons.
Lots of normal dragons with the Grand Warden, with the Electric Owl, a couple of E-Drags on the left side of the base, the Royal Champion with them. We do have some good wall breakers. The Spiky Ball from the King. The wall breaker allows the Queen access to the Town Hall, so no need to fear about that. But with most of the dragons thinning out in the core, are we still looking okay for the 3? I think we are. The Royal Champion is so strong, and this might be VN Esporting's fastest attack of the match.
Yeah, this definitely is giving them hope right there. It is a 3-star coming in from Amualan, sitting at now a 1 minute, and they were at minute 41. Where is it going to change? It's definitely going to drop down quite a bit to a minute 33. So this final attack coming in from Pulse Gaming can really determine who will be winning the match.
On average now, an 8-second difference after 4 attacks is about 32 seconds total. This is still doable for VN Esporting, but it's all gonna come down to the final attackers. Pulse Gaming's final attack in YU. I mean, if he gets anything less than 90 seconds, it's likely game over. But if he has a slow attack here, VN Esporting have a real shot.
They do. They could have a shot at winning this one, as NYU still needs to deliver that 3-star, and can Demo provide that defense, as we have the King with the Angry Jelly, Root Riders and Valkyries, 1 Overgrowth to pair, and 19 Super Barbarians. And there's the King going straight into that compartment. Siege Barracks is down. Valkyrie right out in front of the Royal Champion as ground skeletons have popped up. Drops his own skeleton spell to provide the protection on his Royal Champion, as he doesn't wait. Root Riders are down. Valkyries as well as he's moving his way in.
Ooh, the Royal Champion getting slowed down by that tornado trap. The Ricochet Cannon is the Spirit Fox's #1 nemesis. Luckily, I think the Royal Champion able to get through that Ricochet Cannon, but the Spirit Fox is on 1 HP. Hopefully the Healing Tome can get that Spirit Fox back up a little bit. The Archer Queen being utilized on the bottom right side of the base, just in combo with the Siege Barracks. A little unorthodox, but it might work out well here. And look at all these defenses in the core doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, with that Overgrowth on the Town Hall, he's continuing his way through. The Root Riders are now pathing to the way to the right. Did wall break to the top side Ricochet Cannon, but now that Overgrowth is gone, so he freezes, and now he's going to continue his push through. Still is the Queen ability and Royal Champion ability.
He's trying to get a fast attack here to give his team the win. We get through that Town Hall. Firepower-wise, I think he's looking okay. Royal Champion has ability. She's going to be able to cruise through all these defenses. Skelly Trap's going to distract a little bit. We do have some storages on the bottom side, though. That's going to cost us some extra seconds. We're going to have to go all the way back downtown for that last gold storage. It's going to be right around the 90-second mark. I think it was about 88, which, if my math is mathing, I think VN Esporting are going to have to get a sub 60-second attack to even have a chance.
That is going to be so difficult to do. Minute 28 coming in there for NYU. But it all now comes down to the final attacker, which is going to be El Tano. Can he do it in this match to give them any hope to try to win?
I'm going to be very concerned if he's just coming in with Root Riders or just Mass Dragons. I feel like all the actual sub 60-second attacks we've seen have had some sort of trick to them, whether it's a fireball, whether it's a crazy giant arrow combo. He needs something here. This is the time. We can't just say you got a 3-star anymore. This is the time to bust out pure speed.
Can he do it? Now is it the time indeed, and it's the E-Dragons. Oh boy. So yes, he indeed has to be, I think, 58 seconds to be exactly tied in this match. So if he hits 57, they technically will have a 1-second lead. As here we go. Balloons. E-Dragons are down. He's moving in. The baby dragon in the corner. Pops that ward ability. The rage. Another rage. He's going up through. There's the queen ability as well. It's going through. Headhunter's coming out, and he is trying to be as fast as possible to give VN Esporting a chance.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's dropping different things all around different sections of the map. You can see the queen on the left, the king way up higher at 10 o'clock, but I don't know if it's going fast enough. He's saving some of these rages for later. He's already at the 30-second mark. I think he needs to have already have the royal champion in there.
Yeah.
There she finally is at the 12 o'clock section. Now he knows how these E-Dragons are going to path. He's raging. He's freezing. Can the queen stay alive?
He keeps that queen alive through the monolith, freezing up the town hall. He's getting the skips through this. 45 seconds have already passed. The E-Dragons are getting the change into the core. The queen's clear the defensive king. His own king is kind of walking back into the compartment, not getting much value. And my friends, there is now a 1 minute that has surpassed, and he needed to hit the 56-second mark to have the advantage. And right there it is, a perfect war, but we're gonna see the advantage on Pulse Gaming side with literally 5 total seconds between these two teams right here. Not average, but total time, which is on Pulse Gaming side.
1 second on average, 1.2 if you want to be more precise. Wow. I mean, you got to give props to Eltano. Even though his team is getting eliminated, he almost got it done. 63-second attack there with all the pressure. Give him some props before we talk about the other team. Nicely done to him, but geez, they're just not able to get through it. And Pulse Gaming, with 1 second on average, are going to be staying alive in this tournament.
Yeah, that 1 average second equates to 5 total seconds in game. So you just needed to have your troops take down those buildings 5 seconds faster over the whole war. Not just one attack. It could have been one attack, sure, but that's how close this one was. And unfortunately, that means it is officially the end of the road for VN Esporting. They will not be able to advance here in the lower bracket, while Pulse Gaming is keeping their hopes alive. They're going to try to win through the lower bracket to make it to the grand finals, but there's still a long road ahead of them.
A long road indeed, but hey, my prediction was correct from the beginning. At the beginning of this match, I thought this was going to be a really close, a really entertaining one, and I even mentioned as well, I thought this might be the first perfect of the day, and all of those were spot on. What an entertaining war. So close. 5 total seconds coming down to the very end. An awesome performance from both of these teams, but it will be Pulse that we're going to see more of tomorrow.
Man, what a performance from both these teams here delivering, but unfortunately, one has to be sent home. They both can't win, and unfortunately, that is going to be for VN Esporting, the end of the road for them. But Pulse Gaming, they still have a lot of really tough opponents ahead of them. As we are taking a look at the attacks, a lot of different Root Rider and Valkyrie hits coming in from different angles. Dragons as well, seeing a mix of cloning up balloons, cloning up Yetis. But even now, Eltano came in with those E-Dragons, which was very quick. Eltano at 1 minute and 3 seconds, but unfortunately, Demo at 1 minute 59 was definitely one of the reasons. We had 1 minute 40 also from Diego, but it's just wasn't enough for VN Esporting. So Pulse Gaming are the winners on time.
Crazy to see that the top 2 fastest attacks of this match, though, were both on the VN Esporting side. Amwanlin and Eltano with the 63 and the 68 second attack. So man, they were just so close.
So close indeed, but still great effort nonetheless, as it is a perfect war. And Eltano comes in with the MVP voting, but unfortunately VN Esporting won't be advancing. He came in with those E-Dragons, an attack that we haven't seen here today, delivering, and it was a pretty quick triple, but unfortunately it wasn't fast enough. But Pulse Gaming, congrats to them as they will be advancing